it's your girl Purpose, and this is the Live on Purpose show, and we have a great show for you today. I have some guests with me who have all experienced health issues throughout their lives, and they're going to share their stories to hopefully make things better for you, maybe bring some awareness as well. But I think it's important that we have the health discussion because a lot of people ignore the signs, and we want to talk about those things today. I myself have been through some health issues, and those of you who follow us, you know. So we're going to get right into it, and I hope you guys have a little something to drink while we start talking. Just want to get into it. You guys have experienced kind of devastating health issues in your life, and I want to just kind of go around the table. We can start with the gentleman at the table and let us know, you know, what you experienced and what you've been through.
Well, I was born with a condition called an aortic insufficiency, and what that is where your heart valve has leaflets, and the leaflets open and close, and it allows the blood to flow through when it's closed, but my leaflets were born too short, so they remain open, so they constantly leak blood. So over time, it caused my heart to enlarge.
Wow. So this was from birth. Was there anything that kind of stopped you in your youth? Did that stop you
No.
from being a kid and running around and
No.
doing that? So you didn't start to see that until you're adult, when you're adult ages?
I had signs where
Okay.
sometimes I would try to stand up too fast and I would black out and lose maybe like 5 minutes of time. But other than that, I was athletic. I played basketball, I played football, played baseball.
Okay.
So
you didn't let it stop you. And we're
Yeah.
going to talk about strength a little bit later, but why don't you ladies tell us a little bit as well?
Oh, okay. My name is Ann, and I have lupus, and I'm on. I've had a stroke as well. I'm on dialysis right now, and it all started at the age of 14 years old.
Okay.
My name is Tara Thompson. I'm Ann's identical twin sister. Later on in years, I also am diagnosed with lupus at the age of 35. It's both in our kidneys, but Ann's lupus attacked her at a younger age, and I have it now. And that's also, like I said, it's in my kidneys. But I also have a slight case of MS as well, which is inflammation in my eyes, and it caused me from me not seeing as well. But that just happened last year, and I'm doing a lot better.
So these things have affected your lives in many ways. With you being 14, finding out, how did that kind of affect your life way back then in high school and things like that?
Okay, so when I was 14 years old, actually, I'm gonna give you a short, quick story. I stayed at home. I don't think I really liked this was to play basketball and then go to class for a second, right?
Okay.
So it wasn't a game. So my father was like, "Okay, and what's going on?" I was like, "Dad, I just don't feel good." Well, and you know it ain't no game today, you know. I'm like, okay. But as the day progressed, I just got very fatigued, and my eyes had changed colors, yellow. And I end up with blood clots in the middle of my mouth and in between my tongue and things like that. And I'm so sorry, I can remember it's like yesterday. I just really couldn't move. And so, well, make a long story short, my father, he says, "Come on in, let's go to the hospital."
Okay.
So we went to the hospital, and it took them 2 weeks, 3 weeks for them to diagnose me. And just very difficult, actually.
Yeah.
When people, I remember in school, they asked me, "And are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine." "You got AIDS?" This is when AIDS came out, you know?
Right.
"Yeah, do you have AIDS? Do you have this? Do you have that?" Like, no, it's just me. You know, I feel like this.
Yeah.
So this has happened. It stopped happening after I controlled my life, as far as, okay, and you're going to go get a car, you're going to go do this, you're going to go do that. And that's what happened.
Okay. Now, lupus is hereditary, correct? Is that something that runs in your family? Is that something that
you know, has been going on for years. For a while, it just seemed like lupus just jumped out and you started hearing about lupus.
That's right.
But I feel like our families have been dealing with lupus for a very
For a
long time.
Yes.
So did you guys get that from your mother or father's side, or is it running rampant everywhere on your?
It came from our father's side.
Okay.
Because actually my God bless her soul, she's not here with us no more, but she had lupus as well, and she was just our first cousin.
Okay.
And but mind you, she had different issues as far as
Yeah.
with lupus and with
She had seizures.
and things
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Then our second cousin had it on my father's side. My father's side. Cousin Gail had it. Now these are all like back to back. It was like Ann, my cousin Gail, my cousin Tasha, and it's me. Now we all like the same bloodline, like back to back, back
Right.
to back. So it's rapidly like in our father's side of family.
Yeah, I have two first cousins that also suffer from lupus as well, and I guess, you know, the aortic insufficiency, that's not hereditary. Is that something that just happened to you per se, or is that something you can draw back to your family line?
No, it's a congenital heart defect.
Okay.
I've done research and found out that like 1 in every 10 kids are born with the aortic insufficiency. Sometimes it gets more severe than others.
Okay. Now the signs and symptoms, or you know, the effects it has on your body, does it differ by person, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, it can make you very fatigued because your heart function is lower than most people's. So, I mean, I recently just had a heart transplant, so I mean, I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life because I've never had full heart function.
Wow.
So when I had it, and when it got to its worst, it was like walking around with a 30-pound sack on your back for, I was at 8% heart function for about a year and a half. And it was like, and when people would ask me could I describe it, that's the best way I could describe it. If you put a 30-pound sack and dragged it behind you every day, you just can't put it down.
Right. So in everyday life too with lupus, now I have two first cousins that also have that as well, and I noticed that it affects them differently. One is on an oxygen machine, like, so there's different things and it affects you different ways. How have you guys dealt with the day-to-day, you know, life with your disease?
God.
But God.
That's the
Right.
only way.
That's the only way. You ask him to follow you, to help guide you in everyday walk and living. Like, I don't want to leave this earth, you
Yeah.
know. And it's when it's your time, most definitely. But modern technology is something totally different from what it is years and years back. Try to take care of myself. Try not to worry about things. It harms you more than it'll help you worrying and did you do this? No, I got rainbow of colors of medicine, but I also gotta watch what I eat and do. We're only 43 years old, but also we to our testimony. A lot of people, twins, identical twins, both of us have lupus. Both of us have lupus in the kidneys.
Yeah. Your story
Our
needs to be told.
story's been told a few times.
Yeah.
It's been mentioned in the Washington with the Lupus Foundation just a little bit, but we haven't been very active in it. My sister's been sick,
Yeah. It's hard.
and she's a soldier on this dialysis, and God so willing, I'm sorry, but February 4th she goes to make sure that she can get another kidney. So nothing but God, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't have Him in His life, and I'm not trying to preach. We both come from, all three of us go to Second Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. We have a really, really good family with our church.
So you
Prayer
have the
works.
support.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have the
Prayer
support.
works.
And you need the support. But I guess my other question is, because I have faced this as well, is the doubt. You know, you're just tired, you're fatigued, and people want to say maybe that you just won't, or you're not trying, or you're not getting out there. Have you guys
Right.
faced that as well? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, I would tell like my parents or my grandparents, I would say, you know, I feel really tired today, because they wanted me to do something, and they would say, you're just being lazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just don't believe you. I mean, you're a kid, so they just thinking, you know, he just making excuses. And a lot of times I'd be on jobs and they be like, why do you move so slow? And I try to tell them, I have a heart condition.
Yeah.
They be like, oh, well, that don't mean nothing. Look at you. You all big and buff and everything. That don't mean nothing. You might look good on the outside, but on the inside, you feel horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know at some points in times, you know, you have those weak moments. And one of the one things that I remember before my heart transplant was those nights I would go to sleep and you just didn't know whether you was going to wake up the next morning. And that's like one of the toughest things about the condition that I had.
Yeah. When we come back, we're going to talk more about strength, jobs, misunderstandings, and how you can be a little bit more aware.
Purpose Internet TV show is the vehicle that's going to be what propels that information out for the community and for the members of the community. But it's a movement. I mean, really exposing and bringing information to the public about the community. I'm just a vessel for people's stories to be heard. So a while ago when I was speaking at a conference, you know, this lady came up to my mom and said, your daughter, man, the way she speaks, you know, she speaks with purpose. And it just kind of stuck. And I started poetry when she speaks purpose, and it just developed from there. I feel like we all have a purpose, and mine is to develop people and shine a light on people. I represent the person whose voice is big, but doesn't have the power behind it, doesn't have the network behind it. I want to be that network.
So many days that I was like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, do you know what time I have to get up? By 4:50 when I have to go to dialysis treatments. And I say, you know what? Hey, you woke me up. I say, thank you, God, before I hit the floor. And I keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
You have to. Now, I've experienced cancer since I was 23, multiple times. And this past year, I experienced breast cancer. And, you know, you call on a strength that people don't understand. And I guess I just want I know it's nobody but God. It has to be, because we can't do it. We can't do it. But I guess just talk about, you know, where you drew your strength from, where those times when you said you couldn't and somehow you did. Jump right in.
For myself, I just have this something inside of me that just never allows me to quit.
Yeah.
It's like Ann was saying, some days I would get up and I would say I don't feel like it. But, you know, for what I do, I'm a personal trainer and people rely on me.
Yeah.
So I felt like I needed to be there for them. And over time, as your condition gets worse, you try to figure out ways to adapt. And so it was just one of those type of things. Hey, you got to pace yourself. You got to move a little slower. But you still got to be there for those people who rely on you. So
It's almost like the push is the fuel. It's almost like you have to. Like people will ask me, why are you trying to get up and go to work? Because that's what I have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get up and go. That's what I have. Because if I stop, then I'm done. I'm conceding to this thing the enemy put on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? What about you, lady?
My push is, I have both of my kidneys still, and my twin needs me.
Yeah, she does.
And I I need her too. So I look at her,
Yeah.
and I got you in.
Yeah.
I take care of myself too, but I look at her. I'm doing this for me and her.
Yeah.
Go lay down. I'll make sure you eat. I make sure she has the right things. I mean, sometimes they're not always the best decisions of things that we eat and etc. But I look at her. I look at my mom. My mom's been ill, but them two are one of the reasons why. Hey, I gotta keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And I put in my head that them two is what I'm here for, especially my twin. I want us to keep going, keep living, keep traveling, keep doing things. I look at her.
This happens to some of the most selfless people, and if it wasn't for, you know, us having that keep going and that purpose, our why, you know, there'd be many times we would stay in the bed. You know, you gotta have a why. You gotta have a why. Now, one of the things that I wanted to kind of, now you're a personal trainer, which means you're self-employed and you're an entrepreneur. You know, I've always been in management years since I've, you know, healthcare management. I've always been there. And you give 100% to what you do, 200%. Most people will tell you I gave 200%. And when you get sick, you expect 200% from those you've been given 200%.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And
Yes.
to find out that they ain't giving you nothing.
Right.
And so, you know, I got fired because I couldn't come back to work
Right. Yeah.
when they wanted me to.
Yeah.
So what did you guys, have you guys experienced?
Yes,
any
I
of that?
have. Yes, I have. I used to run a football organization, and they would sit there and they would say, "Hey, you know, we're worried about you, and we trying to give you everything we got." But that was not the case. It was not true. They might say it, but the actions did not say it.
Yeah.
It did not follow what the words were saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as I was explaining to somebody the other day, I was actually coaching by myself in this organization, and as of this last year, and this last year was when everything had gotten to its worst. And sometimes I feel like God was testing me, preparing me for something bigger and better at a later time, giving me that strength and that reserve that I'm going to be able to use, you know, moving forward in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had people that say they had my back and that they were really giving me what they could, and it just didn't. The actions didn't measure the words.
It's almost like they understand until it's uncomfortable for them. Right? It's oh yeah, take whatever time you need, but then when it becomes uncomfortable, which people can love you in their comfort zone. People can support you within their comfort zone until it gets uncomfortable. Have you guys had any issues with
Most
that?
definitely. I mean, this is right before I had my current job, and I'm making pretty good, decent money at the one that I am, that one that was at. But with me, my lupus was flared up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on steroids. I'm on like 40 milligrams of steroids. I'm now diabetic. I'm this, all this stuff hit me at the same time. But I guess some people just didn't understand.
Yeah.
I would come in there, stay late, make up my time. But I guess that's not how they wanted to do things. But it turns out I got let go. And I said, you know what, it might be letting go for the right reasons. I'm tired, I need to heal myself anyways. God had me, and that's what helped me out. Plus we have our own, me and my twin and our other business partner, we have our own little nonprofit organization at the Cleveland Indians.
Okay.
Cleveland, we was at the Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Cavaliers, but the coldness is really hard for the
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah.
But the Indians, we're going full force to sign our contract again. We're in the right field, and we get back to our organization. We get back to our workers. We get back, plus it helps us all out. But the people that you think sometimes, quote unquote, say understand,
Their level of understanding until you've been there or a loved one has, you know, been there. I don't think that they would understand. And what would you tell that 14-year-old now? What would you tell her that?
I can say it's totally, I want to say my life has been just totally different.
Yeah.
As far as when I was 14, you didn't care about nothing.
Right.
But okay, you know, they're gonna, I got this, what am I gonna do? At that point, I didn't think about it at 14. But when I got to like 17, 18, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I want to see a boy.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
So at that time, yeah, it was good. But the thing is, now listen to this. I don't have to take no more blood pressure medicine. I don't have to take no more diabetes medicine. Only medicine I do have to take is a 5 milligram of prednisone, and I have to take me something that can control, of course, my blood pressure, my sick, whatever it's called. But it's a big word.
Okay.
But the thing is, and I told my sister this, and I've told her this a few times. I know that I've been working on many different jobs and things like that. But when the next time I get a job, it's gonna be my job. I'm gonna get there on time. I'm not gonna, and it's so crazy because I went through that, and I don't know if anybody else will go through that, but I go through that. Okay, look, get there on time. Do what they say to do. Take your notes and get it done, and you'll be done. And be there, you know, just on time and just have a good organization with the group that you're with.
Yeah.
The groups that I've been with, the only group that is mattering up to me is my Independent Hearts. That's when we give back and the giving back to the Indians and things like
Lupus
that.
Foundation. That's okay. Well, she's a little tongue-tied, but we give back to the Lupus Foundation and our workers.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that since 2009, and she wrote our 501c3.
Wow.
So, and I think this is what she's trying to say is that, you know, a job's going to be there if that's what you decide to do. You know, you got to take care of you first, okay? I keep telling you that.
I love how you got
I keep
like
telling you that.
you guys just got each other. So do you have somebody? I know you don't have a twin. You're making me want to have a twin.
That's what I'm saying.
We here.
Who do you have? Who do you call on? Who's there to help you when you get tongue-tied?
God.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all you need.
That's
That's
it.
all
That's
you
it.
need. That's
I
all you
mean,
need.
this experience has taught me a lot. I mean, it's taught me who is there,
Yeah.
who is not there.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you got yourself and God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I try to be there for people, but everybody ain't gonna do you the way you do
Yeah.
them. So.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So we draw our strength from God first, and then from, you know, our purposed work. Some of these things that happen to us we don't understand, but then as we go about our lives, we do understand. We do understand that there's something greater and that our lives is a testimony and things like that. Even though we don't sometimes want to be a testimony and we don't want to be a lesson for other people, but that's what's been purposed, you know, for us. So, you know, actually tell us about the foundation. How can our viewers support the foundation?
Well, if you go to any Cleveland Indians game, come to our concession stand. We're located, if I'm not too mistaken, we are in
In the right field.
Right field, Barrios. We have a Barrios this year, and we have Classic Hot Dogs. We're back to back each other. We are always looking for volunteers. If you'd like to come volunteer a couple of games, we got good support. We've been doing this from 2009. It's not for everybody because there are long days.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it feels really good that you are giving back and helping out someone. You going to the doctor, Lord, and like my sister, medication, you had $120, $130 just for 3 pills.
Yeah.
That's with your insurance. That's what, and that's me every 90 days.
Wow.
So, gotta do what we gotta do. So, just come and support our concession stand, or if people like to volunteer. Me and Anna are on social media, and called Independent Hearts, and
Is that a page on Facebook?
You know, it died down a little bit,
Okay.
but people can always reach me or Ann or our business partner. Can I say that? Her name is Fawn Peterson McCall. We've been doing this since 2009. And it's very lucrative. It helps us out. Helps everybody out.
What about you? Is there a way that our viewers can support?
I have a personal training service and weight loss service called Rip to Shreds Fitness. Rip to Shreds Fitness. I give you a suggested meal plan because I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't say I give you a diet plan. But I give you a suggested meal plan, I give you a detox, and I give you a proven workout regimen. We work out, I allow people to work out with me either 3 times a week or 2 times a week, and based upon the times that they work out with me, I charge on a monthly basis, not by the session.
When you guys see people just eating whatever, drinking whatever, doing whatever, how does that make you guys feel? And what do you want to tell those folks?
Do you know how much sugar is in there? I just did take yesterday. I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't. No. Tara, you gonna put some sugar in? No, either I got, and it's crazy. I know I jumped to this, but I got to choose my poison. Do I put sugar and cream, or do I put sugar, or do I put cream? I'm like, the cream got sugar in it. I'm gonna put the cream. And I've been doing that for like the last year and a half since all this been happening to me. Then I'm like, well, Tara, you like the flavored waters? I don't like flavored waters, but guess what? I put fresh lemon and limes in my. That's also like a little detox too. I put fresh lemon and limes in my water. It's so funny. They're like, you're not gonna put. Are you kidding me? So do you know how many? Look at them carbs. You know. Yeah. So I mean, not to say I don't drink a Pepsi every now and then. Like I had one yesterday, but guess what? I don't. It's not something that I buy. And it's not. Oh, Pepsi's on my list.
Right.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot. So
folks take things for granted until it's
there. As far as I have a hard time telling people what to eat and what to not to eat, because being a personal trainer, people look at you a little differently. They think that you don't eat cake. They think you don't eat pancakes. They think you don't eat cookies. I mean, you have your times. Everybody got their vices and their weaknesses. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like my weakness is buffalo wings. I gotta have me some buffalo wings.
Nothing like wings. Nothing like wings.
Telling you.
But I mean, I do try to, tell them that, certain things is doing damage to your body, and that you really should, you don't have to cut it out totally, but, everything you should do, you do in moderation.
Yes. Any last words I want to tell our viewers, or anything you want to share with them before we go?
I would just like to say, if you're looking for me for any type of personal training or fitness tips, or if you would like to work with me, you can reach me on Facebook, Carlton Slade, and I also have a Facebook page, Rip to Shreds Fitness Inc.
All right. Got it. Now, do you have a gym that you're out of?
I'm freelance.
Okay.
And I will come to you, or if you have a Planet Fitness membership, I will try to come to your Planet Fitness. Normally, I'm mostly at the Brook Park Planet Fitness in the Brookgate Shopping Plaza.
Got it. So those of you with the black card, you can go over there to Brook Park and get your workout on, and you might see me soon because it's not working. What I'm doing is just not working. Okay. When we come back, I'll have some final words.
Hello everybody, how you doing today? My name's John. Have you ever figured out how to get your laundry done in a fast and easy way? Well, I have. It's called Dash and Press. And here's the reason why. Come here! He's always getting my clothes dirty with his muddy paws and his slavery mouth. DashandPressLS.com.
Please exercise. I'm serious, my brother. please exercise and be healthy. You always be healthy. Take your time. I said, okay.
The one thing that I realized is that when your health go bad, you ain't got much of nothing.
But you know, in the back of your head too, like for me, it was like I never thought I wasn't gonna be okay. I just knew I had to keep going.
Right.
If I laid down in it, is when
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, God has a bigger purpose for me. So
Right.
this is just something else for me to go through to get to where I'm supposed to
Right.
be. If I don't have that, then I'm just like, okay, you know, because you always ask the question, you know, why do bad things happen to good people? You know, it's like, and you see other people that's just horrible people.
Right, I'm
And
like, all
living
these,
the best life,
yeah,
so to speak.
yeah,
You know, and you just like, it's gotta be a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hate.